As politically divided as we are, most of us can agree the federal government is very different from what it was just 4 months ago. President Trump's first 100 days in office have featured massive cuts to the federal workforce, the remaking of foreign policy, aggressive immigration enforcement, and sweeping tariffs. We begin our series of reports with how all of this is affecting you.
Another busy day at the Packer Marine Terminal at the Port of Philadelphia with trucks going by, containers all stacked up. Its smaller size and proximity to the shipping lanes of Central and South America have helped make this become the largest drop-off point for fresh fruit in the entire United States. And so, when it comes to assessing the Trump tariff impact on everyday goods like groceries, this is a perfect place to start.
We are talking about apples, grapes, pears, plums, and bananas. Chopper 6 caught a ship from the Dole Company dropping boxes of that yellow fruit at the Port of Wilmington, further south, on Monday. That Delaware River port is the world's second largest port of entry for bananas in the entire world. So with the 10% tariffs imposed on many of the countries that export these goods, Mexico, Costa Rica, Chile, Argentina, New Zealand, when might you see prices go up at the grocery store?
We're talking about fruits and produce where the supply chain is pretty short, where it'd likely just go to a wholesaler and then to a grocer directly. It would be like adding a 10% sales tax on those goods, except on your receipt, you wouldn't get a separate line for it.
Because they are perishable goods, fruit cannot be stockpiled. Therefore, University of Delaware Assistant Economics Professor Thomas Bridges says these are the products you will see rise in price first. However, Bridges says don't expect stores to simply hike every single type of fruit at a full 10% to cover or absorb the new tariffs.
Grocery chains are an incredibly competitive market, and so they don't want to be scaring off consumers by raising prices on goods that consumers keep track of.
Some could rise in price slightly. Others could see price reductions to entice consumers. And some stores could absorb the cost of tariffs in other ways, like finding better efficiencies. The speed of the fruit trade also works the other way, too, says Bridges. If President Trump suddenly decides to reduce tariffs, fruit would be among the first to see price reductions. Bridges says most economists agree with him on this point. Starting a tariff war with your trading partners could run the risk of sparking new inflation and likely won't lead to a new manufacturing renaissance for American workers.
A lot of the reduction in those workforces, though, have also been driven by technological improvements, like those single-arm robots you see in auto manufacturing facilities.
One more thing, the Port of Philadelphia doesn't tend to host much Chinese shipping. Bigger ports like Long Beach and Los Angeles are better equipped for that. And so when it comes to assessing how much your next pair of shoes, your iPhone, or your car might cost, that's a whole nother story. In South Philadelphia, Matt O'Donnell, Channel 6 Action News.
President Trump will sit down exclusively with ABC's Terry Moran tonight. Watch President Trump the first 100 days, an interview in the Oval Office at 8 p.m. right here on 6 ABC.